Traditional gardening is sold as a relaxing weekend hobby, but bring that soil indoors and you are inviting an unpredictable, heavy mess right into your living room. It gets swept away, complete with fungus gnats and cockroaches. To actually succeed indoors, you have to abandon the idea of a natural garden. Think of this as a strict engineering project. We are building a sterile, water-based life support system. For about $50, you can assemble an automated deep water culture, or bubbler, system. It fits quietly in your closet and forces plants to reach full maturity up to 50% faster than they ever could in soil. Removing dirt from the equation eliminates the mess and provides the framework for environmental control. You stop relying on grocery store middlemen and start manufacturing your own superfoods right at home. Control starts with a sterile foundation. The moment a seedling sheds its testa, or seed coat, it becomes highly vulnerable to pathogens. Before any water or plant enters your system, you must sanitize your hardware. Mix 4 teaspoons of household bleach into a gallon of water, or use a commercial sanitizer like Star San, and thoroughly wipe down your 5-gallon bucket and net pot. This chemical baseline does the heavy lifting early. By sterilizing the environment and removing soil entirely, you destroy the habitat for indoor pests like aphids, spider mites, and whiteflies before they can establish a colony. As your system ages, you'll also need to perform an acid flush to keep lines clear. Running a mild hydrochloric acid solution through the setup melts away accumulated calcium precipitates, ensuring your hoses and pumps never clog. Extreme sanitization guarantees that your plant spends zero energy fighting off external infections. Instead, its metabolic effort goes straight into extracting nutrition and rapidly growing. Step 1 for the actual build is modifying the lid of your bucket. Drill a precise hole exactly in the center so a standard 6-inch mesh net pot fits perfectly snug. You must use an opaque, light-proof bucket. If overhead light leaks through the plastic and hits your nutrient water, it will trigger algae blooms that steal food directly from your plant roots. Next, set up your internal air routing. Drop a 5-inch air stone, often called a bubble wand, so it sits dead center on the bucket floor. Run the airline tubing up and out through a small notch you've drilled right at the top rim. These precise physical modifications transform a basic $5 hardware store bucket into a sealed, light-proof life support chamber. This diagram outlines a critical safety guardrail. If the power goes out, a pump sitting on the floor will create a backward siphon effect, draining the entire reservoir onto your floor. Mount your air pump securely on a shelf above the water line to eliminate this risk. Now let's connect the air pump and address a core hydroponic truth. Plant roots do not drown from being submerged in water. They drown from a lack of oxygen. When we pump a continuous stream of bubbles through the reservoir, oxygen acts as the ultimate electron acceptor in root respiration. This chemical reaction triggers the generation of massive amounts of ATP energy within the plant. That ATP energy fuels explosive enzyme production in the root zone. These enzymes act as biological catalysts, speeding up internal chemical reactions by up to 1,000,000 times. To safely maintain this high level of biological activity, you must keep the reservoir water temperature strictly between 60 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Any warmer, and you risk breeding anaerobic bacteria that causes crown rot. In this system, oxygen acts as a metabolic turbocharger, driving the plant to outpace the growth cycles found in traditional gardening. Step 3 is mixing the liquid diet. Fill the bucket with exactly 4 gallons of water. Using a digital meter, adjust the pH until it hits a precise 6.0, which ensures the plant can optimally absorb what you feed it. Now you add the specific macronutrients. You'll need nitrogen for leaf growth, phosphorus for DNA replication and blooming, and potassium for sugar production. You'll also mix in the secondary elements, calcium, magnesium, and sulfur. This HUD layout maps out your plant's internal status. To know exactly how much of that nutrient mix is suspended in the water, use an electrical conductivity, or EC meter. You want your mineral concentration sitting right in the sweet spot between 800 and 1200 parts per million. Your plant functions exactly like an internal computer. If you see a sickly yellow leaf, the system is flagging a nitrogen deficiency. If stems turn dark purple, it's signaling a lack of calcium. Tweaking the EC variables in your reservoir instantly corrects these signals and gets growth back on track. By moving past generic soil fertilizers, you dictate exactly what enters the plant cells. This high degree of nutritional control is why these systems consistently maximize yields. Now the final assembly. Fill your mesh net pot with a sterile medium like leca clay pebbles or rock wool. Then carefully transplant a pre-started seedling plug directly into the center of the pot. Suspend a single 100-watt LED grow light directly overhead. Use adjustable chains so you can keep the light positioned exactly 18 to 24 inches above the top of the plant as it grows upward. Snap the light-proof lid down tight onto the bucket. Switch on the overhead LED and plug in the air pump until you hear that steady, mechanical hum kicking into gear. With those steps completed, you have successfully converted an empty closet space into an active, self-contained nutrition laboratory. The result of this engineering is a thriving plant. Beneath the lid, bright white roots pull concentrated nutrition from a sterile reservoir, protected from the pests and soil-borne diseases of the outdoors. This $50 assembly functions as a high-performance biological machine. For a few hours of work, you trade the broad unpredictability of the backyard for a precisely monitored indoor system. You now hold the blueprints to a high-output, sterile nutrition fortress. For $50, you've replaced the failing promises of big ag with the technical precision of deep water culture. Don't let the mess of the old world hold you back. Join the disruption at Unearth the History, like this video to grow your own, and share this hack with a fellow renegade. Grow fast, grow clean, and stay in control.